Hey, how's it going, guys? Jack and Matt here with the Toasty Bros, and today we're very excited to be checking out this Lenovo Legion laptop that was sent over by Micro Center and AMD, so big thanks to them for sponsoring today's video.
As Jackson mentioned, Micro Center AMD is the sponsor of this showcase with this Lenovo laptop featuring a 3060 and a Ryzen processor. We're gonna be diving into that Ryzen processor a little bit in detail during the benchmarking section, but we have a big thanks to both AMD and Micro Center for sponsoring, but we absolutely love Micro Center because, well, you can shop in person for PC hardware. I know buying online and waiting for the 2-day shipping, which 2 days isn't that bad, but 2-day shipping for your stuff to show up can be very bad. And if you want to go to your local Micro Center and pick up a, well, laptop or a gaming PC or whatever, you can most certainly do that and have some awesome discounts.
And on top of being able to get a CPU motherboard discount, they also have a 128 gig flash drive and a 128 gig SSD just for showing up.
So special thanks again to Micro Center and AMD for sponsoring this showcase. Let's not waste any more time and open it right up and see what we have inside.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this, as we said, big thanks to Micro Center and AMD. I think we said that like 20 times
20
now.
times at this point.
You know, we're thankful people. But yeah, so this is a Lenovo Legion, which we really like Lenovo Legions. They're up there with, you know, like the Asus TUF, Asus ROG laptops, HP, Omen, like all those guys. These are a great competitor to them. I can already tell we have a massive power brick for this thing because this thing is pushing quite a bit of power. We have a Ryzen 7 5800H, which is going to be an 8-core, 16-threaded processor. We also have 16 gigs of RAM. And on top of that, NVIDIA had to kind of step in and throw in an RTX 3060, of course. So we actually have a dedicated GPU and 300 watts.
That's a lot of watts.
I mean, dude, this thing is literally the size of a brick. Like,
yeah,
it's the definition of brick. So yeah, this thing's definitely not coming to mess around, and you can tell that that's definitely some fast charging that's gonna be happening. Or obviously you can just leave it plugged in, leave it docked in case you wanna hook it up to some external displays, which this is the type of laptop you can do that with. Check the, not the eye in the top right corner, unless Matt really wants that, not in the top right corner, but we've done some laptop setups before where we showcase a laptop and we put it with like a monitor or two, we give it a keyboard and mouse so that you can basically have like a docking station that you can live stream with, because this laptop will definitely be able to live stream and do content creation and play games. It'll literally do it all.
Can do my homework?
No, you're gonna have to bully a kid at school for that.
Oh,
you know, lad. Don't bully.
Don't
Bullying's bad. Bullying's bad. But yeah, so here is the Lenovo Legion, and I love how they do this. This is something that I know Matt and I rarely see on laptops, but having the ports in the back not only makes it just for a cleaner setup, especially if you leave stuff plugged in. Because I don't know about you guys, but I usually am right-handed with my mouse, so I'm gonna have my mouse over here. Most of the time you have to plug in your mouse right here, and it gets really annoying when you're bumping the USB cable and stuff like that. So real quick, let's go over all the ports before we actually dive into this. So we have an Ethernet jack. We have a USB-C. It says USB PD. I'm not really sure what
power
PD
delivery.
is. Power delivery, yeah. Okay. So it's probably able to charge and do data transfer. We have two USB 3.2 ports. We have an HDMI. We have a USB 3 charge port and for data transfer. And then look at that, Lenovo's little special power adapter. I actually really like these because they're a little bit less fragile than like those barrel connectors. It's a lot harder to like rip these guys out accidentally, in case you have kids running around, you know. On the left-hand side, we have a combo audio jack. We do have another USB-C, which that's kind of rare to see more than one on a laptop unless you got like a MacBook. We have a full-size SD card reader for that 128 gig you get for free from Micro Center. And then of course, another USB 3 port. So lots of ports. That's definitely something that you don't often see on, I would call this like a mid-range laptop, because you gotta remember, you can get these things with 3080s if you really want to, and i9. So this one's definitely not a low-end laptop, but it's definitely not the highest of end. So now that we've opened it up, we get our Ultimate Legion support. So I don't think we're even gonna even need to use it though, because this thing's just gonna work right off the bat. It does look like we have a backlit keyboard. I don't know if it's gonna be rainbow or colorful. And then,
we're about to find out.
Yeah, so we got a camera that has a privacy lens on it that we're gonna have to remove this little sticky. We're going to remove that because we gotta test the webcam, right? But yeah, so the real other thing that's nice about this is that this is a 15.6 inch screen. And with that, we also have a 144 Hertz IPS display, 1080p.
All right, we'll turn it on.
Shall we?
Shall we? Oh, look at that, it turned on.
This is a good start, Windows 11. So that's always nice to see. And obviously, Windows 11 is kind of the future, so might as well go ahead and get on board while you can. So let's go ahead and go through our whole entire setup here. So let's see if we can get that. Sometimes it doesn't like to work. We get a nice bright screen.
Do we have backlight keyboard at all?
There it is.
It's very subtle, but
so
it's there.
Not like some crazy RGB or anything. You can change the brightness on it. It's pretty decent. Now, obviously with a gaming laptop, some of you guys might really want RGB keyboards, so this might not be the perfect one for you, but I mean, honestly, like the RGB is kind of overrated, and it does use power, having all those beautiful RGB lights. So we're gonna go ahead and get this connected to the internet. We're gonna download some games, we're gonna do our usual testing and make sure everything works very well on this. All right, everyone, we are now in Apex Legends playing some good old arenas mode. Let's go ahead and check our settings. So currently we are on 1920 by 1080p. We got the FOV all the way up, and then we're running pretty much high settings. I mean, look at that. And look at this FPS.
Oh!
So we're getting pretty close to like the 144 target FPS we want without sacrificing a ton of performance either. So it's actually pretty impressive. It just feels really well optimized.
Yeah, getting close to the 144 hertz screen that this thing has is pretty awesome. Yeah, and it looks beautiful. Ooh, okay.
I can't believe like I'm hitting these little ants. He's punching me.
Get him. Oh!
I feel like that was a hit.
I feel like it was. But yeah, look at that, 100 FPS. This thing does have 16 gigs of RAM. We're only using about 8 of it. So, you know, got a lot of headroom there. And I assume this thing is pretty upgradable. You'll be able to add some extra storage if you want to and things like that. Most of these higher-end laptops are able to do so. This thing is not super loud either. We've reviewed a lot of laptops recently, and there's some that are way louder than this.
No, this one's actually like a very comfortable noise. I think the computer behind us is making more noise.
I think it is, yeah.
I didn't even do any damage.
You didn't have to do anything at all. Your teammates are carrying. This is gonna be a clean sweep.
The old knuckle cluster.
You got him. Easy.
Oh God, dude.
Your teammate coming in clutch with the suppressing fire. Oh, there's a squirrel dance.
That's a squirrel dance.
Squirrel dance. Let's go, baby.
It wasn't even that impressive.
It wasn't even that good, really. Oh, squirrel dance!
I'm disgusting.
Gross. Squirrel dance. Let's go right now, just like that. But hey, Apex Legends runs great on this laptop. 100 plus FPS. You can even lower the settings and get it locked to 144. Pretty good. Let's see what his damage was. Gotta zoom in for this one, baby.
It might be less good.
Oh, wow.
I literally hit like 3 shots, and those 3 shots were the damage.
That was what you did. All right, let's go to the next game. All right, guys, we are now in Call of Duty Warzone. 1080p medium settings, and yeah, right now looking at like 80, 90-ish FPS. We'll see what the actual frame rate is once we land in the game, but so far so good. This game is definitely gonna use way more RAM though. We're looking at about 13 gigs usage right now. Warzone, we've seen use upwards of 16 to 17 gigs, so it definitely will take advantage of any RAM that you'll give it. Yeah, frame rate about 100. Oh God! I need to see what happened here. All right, so we're going back and forth. And then he shot me through the wall. All right, there. Let's go to the Gulag, baby. But yeah, those frame rates are pretty good though. Look at this. In the Gulag 2, 100 plus FPS, it feels very smooth on this high refresh rate screen. And that's really all you can ask for a laptop gaming experience. Getting near 100 plus FPS, especially with a screen like this, you're really gonna have a good time.
Butter.
We're gonna have a buttered smooth experience. But you know what, guys? We don't lose the Gulag, so you're gonna still see some more gameplay, I swear. But yeah, still at least 90 plus FPS. Lowering the settings will definitely give you some better results, but the RAM looks like it's capping out at about 14 gigs. So yeah, Warzone, once again, more RAM the better, but 16 gigs is pretty much the minimum I would recommend for a smooth Warzone gaming experience, and everything looks great. And this does support DLSS as well, so if you wanted to maybe get a little bit more frames and use DLSS, you certainly can do that. And yeah, having an NVIDIA graphics card does help, but also having those 8 cores and 16 threads on that Ryzen 7 5800H is absolutely awesome for things other than just gaming, video editing, rendering, live streaming, other multitasking. Ryzen CPUs, especially their laptop CPUs, are really awesome and very efficient in getting some really high clock speeds that weren't normally possible in laptops. So yeah, Ryzen laptops for the win. But yeah, I'm just gonna run around here and just give you all a little bit more visual at the FPS numbers. I don't really think I'm gonna run into anybody right now, but yeah, really good results. Call of Duty Warzone, I think, is an absolute pass. Let's go ahead and switch to another game, which is Halo Infinite, which is probably a little bit more demanding than Warzone, and will give you another game that you can play on the go. All right, guys, the next game we're gonna be playing real quick is Halo Infinite. We're at 1080p on medium settings, and it's looking like we're probably gonna get about 100 FPS. So we're gonna go ahead and run around and see if the FPS stays at 100, and if that's the case, then we'll be able to crank things up a little bit. But looks like we're doing about 90 to 80 on average. Again, this game is definitely more demanding graphically, so that is something to keep in mind. If you're gonna play a game like Halo Infinite, you certainly are going to, oh God, where's an enemy? You're certainly gonna wanna run settings a little bit lower if you're trying to get a high refresh rate gaming experience, and I couldn't get the sniper, I got killed there. That is sad. Now I do see that we actually are running like an HDR right now. I was trying to find a way to disable it, but I couldn't figure it out. So I decided just to run with it. And this display is decent for HDR gaming, but it's not ideal. You probably are going to have too dark of a screen, but overall it is a playable experience. If you want to enjoy some HDR content, you can enjoy some, albeit it's a little bit dim compared to what you might want for a full traditional experience. But look at this, I'm able to kill. I killed them so easily, easy peasy, and those temperatures are still staying rock solid. I like that they added vehicles to this. This is a lot of fun. But yeah, Halo Infinite, great game. Pretty much any esports title you throw at this thing is going to give you 100 FPS. This game is definitely a bit more demanding than the bunch. So still getting 90. Again, anything over 60 on like a high refresh rate display, you're really going to see an improvement in smoothness and just overall responsive time. So you'll not have any problems killing people like I am. The guy decided to run away. How dare he? So what we're gonna do after I kill this guy with the sniper rifle with my last bullet, or one of these guys. Oh, I did not kill them. Is we're gonna switch over to Forza Horizon 5. Run the built-in benchmark, give you an idea of how racing games run, and then just wrap up this video real quick. All right, guys, the last game we're gonna be testing is Forza Horizon 5 using that built-in benchmark on high settings. We're gonna run this benchmark, see what kind of numbers we can get, and then just wrap this video up real quick. All right, guys, we ended up with an average of 72 FPS, and it does suggest we run on Ultra. That's probably if you want to aim for 60 FPS, but if you want to take advantage of that high refresh rate display, you probably want to drop down to medium settings to get closer to 100 plus FPS. So yeah, benchmarks of this laptop, very, very good. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up real quick.
All right, guys, so we just got done benchmarking this wonderful Legion laptop, and once again, big shout out to Micro Center and AMD. And honestly, on a side note, without even having them as a sponsor, this laptop is absolutely amazing. We really liked how quiet it was. While it gamed, it stayed incredibly cool. And on top of that, like I was saying, in every game, we've done similar spec systems before, and I feel like we didn't get like max settings like we were able to get in some games, close to 144 FPS.
So if you want to pick up this laptop, definitely go to your local Micro Center or check the link in the description down below. Special thanks again to AMD and Micro Center for making this video possible. And yeah, they sponsored it. They're awesome. They're great. Check out this laptop, and thanks again to them for sending it over.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
And hey, on top of our other two YouTube channels and the main Toasty Bros channel, we also have twitch.tv/toastybros. We also have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok.
So many different social media platforms, so much great content. Check them all out by checking the link in the description down below. See you guys later. Goodbye.